What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is good? Welcome to the Traders Reality Stream. Man, I said welcome too many times there. What is happening, guys? What is good? New York in the house. Yep. Bitcoin making the good movements to the upside. Man, we do enjoy a bit of pumping, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? This is the beauty of cryptocurrency. So if you are new, again, be sure to like and subscribe because you don't want to miss out on the fire that the pattern watchers bring to the charts. It's Mr. Market Maker versus the pattern watchers, all right? And we are today going to understand, hopefully, why Bitcoin is making this move to the upside. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me have a conversation with you all. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to this, man. We're going to start talking some good price action. We're going to start talking at the speed of light. If I am talking too fast, well, you better start listening pretty quick because this is how the market moves, ladies and gentlemen. The market moves at speeds and we're always looking to try and capitalize on the next play. But let's try and understand what's been going on in the charts so that we can move forward and try and capitalize on this information. So guys, here we go. Bitcoin has made the beautiful move to the upside. Let me just move my charts. I got a lot to show you today, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to try and operate as fast as I can. Come on, Bookmap, what are you doing? Here we go. So come on. Let's kill this stuff. It's killing my flow. Come on. Wow, what is happening here? Right, you know what? There's no time for Bookmap today. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kill the Bookmap and we're not going to use that just yet. We need to start talking about the charts. Okay, give my computer 2 seconds. Please type 1 if you think my computer is fantastically fast or fantastically slow. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's clear up the chart and let's make things a little bit clearer so we can understand what's going on. So, Bitcoin, okay? We've had a nice pump to the upside. If you remember from yesterday's stream, ladies and gentlemen, there was great importance placed on the idea of Bitcoin breaking out to the upside above the 800 EMA. We've had that breakout, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now the problem that we've got is people are now rushing to the charts trying to take advantage of this move. As always, the retrace is your savior. How much is this move going to continue? We do have Powell having a conversation later on today in the New York session. That could be a benefit. That could be a negative for Bitcoin. It all depends on what the US is going to do. You can see dollar yen is consolidating ever so slightly in this range. Could it be the idea that we've got some news that's going to come out by Powell, which could affect the dollar? Maybe. If in terms of disparity, will Bitcoin move up and dollar move down? Because that's what we really want to see. Okay. So here we go. Bitcoin's broken above the 800 EMA. Look left and you can see we've come back into the previous week's psychological high and psychological low. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, because we've come back into the last point where Bitcoin had prepared, or Mr. Market Maker had prepared the intention to drop price. So could we see a little bit of a recovery in this zone, or are we going to see price break through this range and start to consolidate because we have completed near enough all of the pivots for today? As you can see at the daily open, Bitcoin has achieved support at the pivot point. So we anticipate using these pivot points right here, ladies and gentlemen, that if it can hold one of these zones, then we can project movement to the upside, whether it be on the M4 pivot or to the M5 pivot. Ideally, you're looking for Bitcoin to hold above the M2 zone at the start of any session and try and trade towards the M4 pivot or the M5 pivot. It seems as though that the M3 zone right here, which sits at the 41,748, is acting as a point of support and Bitcoin has broken through it. So we want now the proof of the move, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen the presence of Mr. Market Maker. 1, 2, 3 hits to the high. Okay, will we see more movement by Bitcoin so it can start coming up into these areas up here, because it needs to break this structure which resides at the 43,411. If we do get the volatility from Powell today, ladies and gentlemen, then there's a good chance that we could actually see Bitcoin move higher. Or we may not even get anything from Powell today and Bitcoin may still move higher, or it can actually come back and retest back into the 50 EMA. So given that we've got this information right here, ladies and gentlemen, price is trading above the 50 EMA. Price has gone above the 5 and 13 EMA. We need to look at the 15-minute time frame and we need to try and make sense of this move. It looks like a nice crawl to the upside. Look at it. that lovely travel. As long as price maintains its status above the 5 and 13 EMA, things are good to the upside, okay? Now, if you have managed to take advantage of the play, so we have ourselves a nice little structure right here. Bitcoin has done the W formation. And if you watch yesterday's video, ladies and gentlemen, okay, you would have understood that Bitcoin from this zone right here would going to try and come up towards this area. I'd say it was in the last 20 minutes of the last section of yesterday's video upload, okay, because I didn't go live. It was in the last 20 minutes of it. The actual video where we talked about Bitcoin coming back up into this area here and testing the 50 EMA. Okay, now let's try and make sense of this move, whether it's all to do with Bitcoin and listing as an ETF and what have you. Let's just understand what's been going on. Okay, so we've got this platform right here. All right, Masari, good little platform. Check this out. As it stands right now, are there any withdrawals from the exchanges? Well, there were quite a few withdrawals from the exchanges yesterday. Okay, so about $844 million worth of withdrawals from the exchanges. That's a good thing, because if they're depositing money, then that means they're seeking liquidity to sell their Bitcoin. But if they're taking it away from the exchanges, there's a good chance that they're trying to store it into wallet to hope that it's going to increase in value at a later point. More importantly, we need to understand the actual volatility of Bitcoin right now, ladies and gentlemen. So where's the volatility at? Okay, so you can see it's down below here, but price is starting to move up. So we could see volatility starting to move higher, as it has kind of bottomed out at the 0.47 range. More so, all right, we do have the idea of volume, all right? Is there real volume coming into the charts, ladies and gentlemen? All right, now check this out. This was yesterday, okay? Thursday. Right, as it stands, volume came in ever so slightly on Wednesday, which led Bitcoin's move to the upside and then the slight pullback. Now price is rising. Volume is at 1.46 billion. Okay, and that's right now as such. We want to see that figure start to increase, okay, to justify the basis of this move. Looking in the last 24 hours, you can see we've only got 230 million coming in right now as this move is happening to the upside, with Bitcoin being priced at the 42,678. But can we justify it? Check this out. We've got the liquidations in the chart, ladies and gentlemen, which was updated only an hour ago. So if I just change this right here and then get myself an understanding of where the liquidation points are. Here we go. Let's put that over there. Happy days. Let me change that up for you. Bitcoin is moving right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's moving. Wait a second, Steve. You need to wait for me, man. I need to get my stuff sorted out so my people can understand where Bitcoin is getting ready to make its movement. Oh, my days. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on. I don't believe this. It's all not working for me, ladies and gentlemen. What is happening here today? Here we go. All right, then. Right, liquidations. This is what we want. We want to understand this move to the upside. Can we justify it? Where is the money? So, right now we've had $45 million worth of longs opened. Okay, that's an unfortunate situation. Retail trader buys at premium. Mr. Market Maker sells at premium. Okay, so check this out. Overall, this move to the upside has led to $188 million worth of longs opened. Okay, 100x traders are in this area here at around 42,121. All right, there is still some liquidity, more liquidity to the upside, which takes us to about $88 million worth of shorts in this range. Okay, we've also got another 92 million right there, and we also have 55 million right there. The question is this, ladies and gentlemen, is Bitcoin going to attack this range? Okay, because that's exactly what we really want to see. All right, we want to see Bitcoin actually making its way towards that zone, and you can see it's starting to crawl up, ladies and gentlemen. We have got that move that is happening ever so slightly. Look left, we are going into the previous psychological high and low, and we are also making our way into previous vector zones. Okay, so this is where we could actually see a little bit of a retracement if it makes its way towards that zone. So 43,282, mark that off in your charts, ladies and gentlemen. And these are the start of vector candles and points of interest that you need to be aware of with Bitcoin today. Okay, so here we go. It's making its way up. Bitcoin's showing the flavor, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually making the movement. I'm liking this. Now, you've got to be careful. Now is not a time to try and buy into this. What we're waiting for, okay, is we're waiting for it to break down. We could naturally get a nice spike up. If we look at the actual NASDAQ itself, you can see it's trading there's not that much movement in the NASDAQ. That's probably because Powell may be having a conversation, okay? But the principle would say that if the NASDAQ does decide to show some movement and move higher, Bitcoin's likely to follow suit. So we can then assume that the NASDAQ should ideally come back up into and above the 14,200 range. So we mark off that point in the chart to be aware of that, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Let's have a look at Ethereum for a second. Ethereum has already made a nice spike to the upside. Okay, and we do have this stopping volume candle, which is a little bit of a cause for concern on Ethereum, because a stopping volume candle implies that things may start to change. Okay, but until we get that confirmation from the 5 and 13 EMA, so if you are in a trade already to the upside and you've managed to capitalize on Bitcoin's Ethereum's move to the upside anyway, wait for the 5 and 13 EMA to break down. And what you're looking for in principle is price to start coming into this gap right here. Okay, and when it comes into this gap, you're looking for a red vector candle to aggressively go down below it, wait for the retrace, and then the continuation down, which would then take you into the 50 EMA. Now, this is on the 15-minute time frame. You may wait a little bit of a while for it to actually appear on the 1-hour time frame, to be honest with you, given at how high this move has appeared to the upside. But we know what day it is today, ladies and gentlemen. What day is it today? Please tell me, what day is it today? How many of you have been with me for a long time and we know what day it is? What day is it so that I can continue this stream? Come on, what day is it? Well done, Pedro, for closing that, man. I knew you were talking about that. What day is it today, ladies and gentlemen? We know that it's Thursday, but Thursday implies that it's the reversal day, okay? It's reversal Thursday. Are we going to get a sharp reversal, or are we going to get a controlled one? Because if Bitcoin is going to show the movement to the upside, ladies and gentlemen, then we are likely to see a little bit of a retrace, then a continuation to the upside, similar to what they did over here. Okay, now the thing is, guys, this move to the upside is consistent with Mr. Market Maker shifting out of the range. Now, if you remember, in the video I did this week talking about vector candles, if you haven't watched it, make sure that you have watched it. And if you are new to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and you haven't downloaded these indicators, they are free of charge, okay? Pinned to the top of the chat is the Access to the Traders Reality website. You can go there and check it out. You can check out the wiki as well. It's packed with information so that you can understand how this system works. Back to it, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you have noticed how many times I've said the word ladies and gentlemen? It's phenomenal, but I like to address you all. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a conversation. Now, listen. Bitcoin coming back up into this area here is in the previous zone that it last sold from. So what's on Mr. Market Maker's mind is this. I'm taking profit in this area because this is where I used to build longs. He built longs in this zone right here. And you've heard me say it again, ladies and gentlemen. The market has a great memory. It has a brilliant memory, which is why sometimes you see price spike one zone and pull straight back from it because it was the last point that they sold from. Great emphasis is placed on these two areas right here needing to break out. Why? Because then Bitcoin will be releasing liquidity to the upside into this next structure up here. Okay? Now, if you look in the chart itself, guys, let's make the assumption that the news is going to be beneficial for Bitcoin. He's not going to probably mention anything about Bitcoin, but it's going to reflect the intention from traders across the board, okay? Just look at the government yields themselves, all right? We've got the news announcement by Powell, okay? Does it mean whatever he says, if it's going to be positive news, okay, or bullish, then we're going to see the government yields rising because the government will be advertising. It's now good time to advertise, or should I say invest with the government. 3%, man, are you serious? They hit the high of 3% in these given circumstances. Risk is on. People are pumping money into assets. Okay? Just look at the NASDAQ. In the next few moments, we should see the NASDAQ open. Hopefully, it opens positive. Here we go. We're going to probably see a gap up in the NASDAQ, ladies and gentlemen, because the E-minis are trading at 14,174 and the NASDAQ 100 closed at 13,998. So we could get that movement up by the NASDAQ, which could fuel Bitcoin's movement. Okay, now with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we just need to make sure that we're not too excited about this move. I'm trying to explain to you why it's happening. They're coming into previous zones where they had built their positions. Retail traders that are short right now are going to pay the price. If they didn't pay themselves when Bitcoin was dropping from this zone right here, well, that's the unfortunate story of fear and greed, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, but what we're looking for is we're looking for that one big push up to solidify the idea that this move is finished. Okay, I want this move to pull back to prove that it actually means it wants to go higher. Go and look on the higher time frames, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Bitcoin breaking away from? Because all we're doing is working this previous red vector candle zone. Just look at it. Yeah, look at this red vector. This is where money is right now. Mr. Market Maker has been building his longs in this area and he's closing them at a profit whilst building shorts at the same time. If you've missed this move, do not trade it. That's not financial advice. It's common sense. You don't buy into something that is moving aggressively to the upside or has already been moving. You are going to be the liquidity that people sell into. Remember that. You are the liquidity that people sell into. This is the business of market making. Are we cool with that? Yeah? Netflix. Yes, I know Netflix has taken a battering, okay? It has taken a battering, but that's because people are cancelling their subscriptions. I think it was 200,000 subscriptions cancelled in 10 years, man. They haven't had one. Well, they had cancellations, but in 10 years, that's the biggest cancellations that they've had. Well, let's just look at what's going on around the world. There are different ways that you can tune into entertainment, okay? It doesn't mean people are not watching other things. They're just not on Netflix. Netflix needs to bring their game up, okay? Here we go. Bitcoin moving up, ladies and gentlemen. 4-hour time frame. This is the money run right here. They are in the money run. So we're waiting for a snap. This is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for New York to come in and say, oh, okay, Bitcoin's made its move to the upside. We built our longs yesterday down here, and now we're in an opportunity to start taking some profit. Okay? The 800 EMA is still a problem for us, guys. Until Bitcoin breaks the 800 EMA, there's nothing solidified to the upside. By the end of today, if Bitcoin does trade higher and finishes higher for the day, then that is a good sign on the daily time frame. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, you've got this story, okay? If the stock market in principle trades consecutively positively for 3 days, you are in the mindset that there is going to be an uptrend. That's 3 days of accumulation. Bitcoin has shown this same behavior. Day 1 finishes positively. Day 2 finishes positively. Day 3 stalls, continuation. Day 4. It's day 4 that's going to give you that proof. And this is what we're waiting for today. Because if Bitcoin does break from this zone right here and holds, then we can anticipate them coming into the next structure, which will take us into these previous zones of liquidity. Now, I don't care what Bitcoin does after that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not interested. If it starts to break down, we're going to start seeing that breakdown happening on smaller time frames. It needs to get above the 800 EMA for us to be safe. By the end of today, Bitcoin needs to get above the 43,607 zone. Okay? And if it can do that, then things are looking positive. But we've got Powell speaking. And there's always going to be the aspect of what if, what if, what if. If you're a trader and you believe it's going to go up, you make the commitment. Be responsible. If you are skeptical about whether you should trade Bitcoin or not, the game of trading isn't for you. Trading is about decision making, ladies and gentlemen. If you believe it's going to go up, you pay to play. That's the truth. Your experience in the markets will tell you if you're going to make a good trade or a bad trade. But the true element of trading is learning as cheaply as possible. Do not pay a high price to learn if you are right or wrong in a trade. Don't do it. Okay? Manage your risk accordingly. Make sure that you pay yourselves when you've got profits. Find yourselves your structures, your patterns, continuations. Watch the Trader's Reality stream. We bring the fire to you every day, and I do my hardest to make sure that I can communicate to as many of you as possible just to give you that insight, because I can say one thing that might trigger someone and they can actually go and kill it in this game. That's the goal, okay? Remember, you don't want to be buying when it's doing this behavior. You've missed the move. You're now waiting for the proof of the move, ladies and gentlemen. You are waiting for either the retrace, okay, to test the 5 and 13 EMA, to solidify the proof of the momentum. If they do come back down and they show support, you are waiting for the continuation. This area right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the proof of the move. We want the proof of this move to the upside, okay? That's what we're looking for, okay? Are we cool with this information? Are we live? Are we good? Pattern watchers, where are you? Mad love and respect. I am pumped today. I'm doing today with 1 cup of coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. The day before, on the Tuesday, I had too much coffee. All right. Then Wednesday, shut me down. Today, 1 cup of coffee. Happy days to the upside, ladies and gentlemen. I am pumped and I'm looking forward to New York today. 3 more minutes until New York does open, ladies and gentlemen. Please type 1 in the chat if you are with me. How many of you actually think that Bitcoin is going to shake everyone out and reverse? Come on. Where's the truth? Where's the truth? How many of you believe that we are going to get shaken out? Standard New York stop hunt reversal game. How many of you think that? Type 1. Where we at? Come on. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, cool. So a lot of people are anticipating the reversal. Let's jump into the mind of Mr. Market Maker, okay? He now has millions and millions of dollars worth of people, traders, coming into the chart. Bitcoin's pumping. How many of you all received your notification from Crypto.com, from Coinbase, from Binance? Bitcoin is up 2-3%. How many of you received that notification? I bet you've all received it. How many of you said, oh my God, I'm missing out on this move to the upside? Yeah, because that's exactly what they're trying to get people to do. They notify you when it goes up, so you can be the provider of liquidity, so Mr. Market Maker can sell into you. Then you'll be scratching your head saying, hold on a second, Bitcoin was rising, I entered, the momentum was there, why is it pulling back? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you only get into positions when there is a balance. This is a balance in price, and we use the hybrid system to, in essence, understand the development of this balance, because the balance leads to imbalance. This is an imbalance. This is a flush of money. This is a response. This is a reaction. We are looking for reactions. And how do these reactions play out? They develop. What's the strategy I give everyone? A strategy that I give to as many of you guys as possible. All the Patreons, all the members in the Discord, all members in the channel, all subscribers. The first green vector candle that appears above the 50 EMA is your signal to effectively take a trade or understand momentum's coming in. There's more to it, but if you understand the hybrid system, look left, you see previous vectors. Look right, you see them taking them back in again. It's unbelievable. And yeah, you know what? I do talk in hindsight, ladies and gentlemen. I always talk about, okay, red vector candles, and then you see how price recovers them. But tell me when they don't do it over and over and over again. The idea is to try and catch the development of that. And this is what we had. Okay? This is what we had. You've heard the 800 EMA is always going to be a problem for Bitcoin. Always going to be a problem. If we look at the 800 EMA in the past, look, how many times have we gone above it and people have said, yeah, that's it, man, Bitcoin to the upside, Bitcoin to 900,064. Happy days. Well, look what happened afterwards. New York session, stop hunt, rise, drop. Okay? Again, where is another 800 EMA flip? Where is it? Here we go. An example of it. Back up above the 800 EMA. Too fast. Come straight back down again. Above the 800 EMA. Straight back down again. Above it, spent a bit of time, but then comes straight back into it again. At the highs as well. Look at this. This zone. Perfect M formation. All right? We're going back in time, ladies and gentlemen. People talk about hindsight, but if you can't see it in hindsight, you ain't going to see it in foresight. You ain't going to understand it developing. And that's what these streams are about, ladies and gentlemen. They are all about helping you understand patterns, structures, and Mr. Market Maker's behavior. Sorry if I'm just winding you up with this changing charts. Okay, so here we go. All right, I've got a couple of things that I want to show you as well, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I want to focus on a couple of coins that are actually not too far away from their all-time high. Okay, so check Luna out. Look at this. This is something from the masterclasses. Forgive me. Check this out with Luna. Luna has performed the perfect structure, okay? Perfect test of the 50 EMA. Now, I've said Ethereum is good. Ethereum is a good coin to trade. Why? Because it respects levels. But someone touched up today and said, yo, man, Luna does some good numbers and it respects the zones. And look at this. Perfect structure by Luna. Look at that. Rise, retrace, continuation. There's your pattern, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Nice rise. Retrace to the 50 EMA. Proof of the move. Continuation to the upside. That's what we're looking for. Look left. Previous psychological high and low. They've come away from the last point that they sold from and they haven't broken down. So Luna right now is performing very well. Okay? All you want to look for is the tests of the 5 and 13 EMA. Now, there is a little bit of an advanced strategy that you could actually get into, but this comes with confidence as well, as ladies and gentlemen. If you notice how the 5 and 13 EMA are edging upwards and they've crossed above the 50 EMA, they are still above the 50 EMA, momentum appears to be edging upwards, okay? When you go into the smaller time frames itself, what you're looking for is you're looking for the smaller 5 and 13 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, okay, to be edging upwards. Look, this is a nice curvature. It's not compressed. There's curvature in the move. So we are safe in the knowledge that this could be a continuation up to take the actual high for the session. We've missed the move to the upside, but if you're brave enough to try and take trades, momentum trades based on the 5 and 13 EMA, then you would anticipate that there's going to be a continuation from this small consolidation zone right here. They've taken yesterday's high, which is this blue line right here, ladies and gentlemen. How far will Luna move? If we look left and we pay close attention to the liquidity that's in the area, we can see safely that we are moving into previous zones of liquidity right here. Okay, so you go on the higher time frames, you're going to see red vector candles in this zone because this area was an aggressive rejection from the 50 EMA in this zone. All you're looking for, guys, is rejections and continuations in the chart. That's exactly what you are looking for. Okay, let me just get rid of this thing here. What is going on here? Bang, happy days. Where's my chart? Up it goes. Man, what is going on here, man? Boomer moment. Here we go. Luna making the movement. Is Bitcoin going to make the move? Is Bitcoin moving up? Bitcoin's on its way. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Can we see the 43,088? We're going into liquidity. Seems like the continuation is on 3 minutes past into the start of the futures markets, ladies and gentlemen. This is good stuff for Bitcoin. Absolutely fun. But what is going on? Tino, what have you done? Here we go. Where are my indicators? Where is the Trader's Reality Indicator? There it is. Happy days. Cool. 3, 2, 1. Load. Come on. I apologize sincerely for this, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you can get your best boomer moments. Okay? The best boomer moments you can find in the industry of price action. But I genuinely and sincerely do hope that you understand what I'm trying to say. Bitcoin making the movement, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're going into this structure right now. So this move, if it has any more steam, may finalize in this zone. Okay, so just be cautious. Futures markets are now open. NASDAQ gapped up. NASDAQ 100. There's your gap up, ladies and gentlemen. Smack bang into that range. Nice little gap up by the NASDAQ. Sentiment seems to be positive across the board. Let's see if NASDAQ can actually break above this zone and start tapping into these zones of liquidity, ladies and gentlemen. So many boomer moments. Listen, guys, I have got nothing but love and respect for all you beautiful people passing through to the channel, okay? 1,700 of you, no, 1,800 of you showing love in the stream, but 524 of you like the stream. That math doesn't compute, ladies and gentlemen. We are here bringing fire, and the math doesn't compute. Be sure to like the channel, man. Let's get this YouTube algorithm working numbers whilst we break down Bitcoin's behavior. So, look, Bitcoin is taking too long. This is what I don't like. This is how we develop and understand movement, okay? It's taking too long to break up, okay? Why? What's going on? Is there anything happening in this zone? Look, stopping volume candle, stopping volume candle, stopping volume candle right there. Stopping volume candle is a potential for a change in direction or narrative. It could imply that things are starting to slow down because liquidity is up here. The highest point in Bitcoin right now was 42,965, okay? So let's have a look at the actual liquidation points. 42,965. Where's that? 43, there's 88 million up there. Before that, there is at 42,949, there's $46 million worth of shorts there. And ever so slightly up there, we've got 43,000 as 55 million. If I'm honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, by the principle of the whole and a half numbers, we should see, if the move is true, we should see Bitcoin break into the 43K range at speed. We need that proof. It needs to show its hand. What is going on with this stuff, man? Let me reset this chart. Come on. What a day. What a day it's been for Boomer Moments. What is going on? Mike, what's going on with this indicator, man? Mike is the manager of the Discord and the YouTube channel, and I like to blame him for everything that goes wrong in this channel. What's going on with my indicator? It must be me. It must be me. Because everything works, but I still managed to find a way to not make it work. Anyways, as we were saying, the 3-minute time frame. If these stopping volume candles act as principal impressions in the chart to make us believe that things could be changing, then we may be coming into a point of movement against this narrative. Right now, people are coming to the charts. How long for is when the market maker decides it's time to snap it back. Okay? What time is Powell's notification? When's the meeting? Here we go. Here is the calendar. Rate hiker with the ECB. Okay, that's fine. Where we at? Where is Mr. Powell going to have a conversation? It's today's Thursday. Where we at? Okay, 6 p.m, bruv. Oh, come on, man. What time would that be? 4.5 hours time nearly. Okay then. Let's assume in 4 hours time, Bitcoin's going to show some interesting behavior. Okay, we've had the move to the upside. Here we go. We're starting to break down right now. Okay, testing the 5 and the 13 EMA. Go to your 15-minute time frame. Try and make sense of it. Here we go. Have we had any violation of the 5 and 13 EMA to all my guys that are in longs right now? No. Do you have a reason to sell? No. When's it going to start breaking down? Because this is the idea on testing of the break of the 5 and 13 EMA. Okay, this is what can happen. It can go into the 5 EMA, consolidate in this zone, come back into the 13, test, and shift out. Okay, if you go back and see what I mean, I'm talking about this behavior. Look at this zone right here. You see that? How it goes up, comes down, sharp candle, breaks in between both those moving averages, and then consolidates, and then comes back up. In principle, you are looking for this structure to happen frequently. Rise up, retrace, continuation. Retrace ever so slightly, continuation. Retrace, continuation. So if you are in longs and you've managed to catch this move to the upside, this is what's going to help you understand whether you should close a trade or not. Okay? You don't close it because you're scared you're going to lose money. No. That's not a reason to close a trade. The reason is because price is going against you and it's breaking certain ranges. If there is aggressiveness to move price higher, then you will naturally experience that as long as it stays within certain parameters in the chart. The sentiment is positive across the board, ladies and gentlemen. So this is why we're seeing Bitcoin making this movement. Okay, we know there's price deviation away from the 50 EMA, so at some point we're expecting a retrace, but until we're given the reason to believe so, we stay in our trade. You see what I'm saying? People complain about that they close trades too soon and they leave money on the table to only see price ending up going in that same direction that they favored. Well, if you know what reasons you need to close a trade and you don't see them, why should you close the trade? Now, as time and experience comes into your favor, you're going to experience and understand when it's time to close based on how moving averages are performing. Okay? This is it. You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the start of a new 15-minute candle very shortly. We've got the start of a new 1-hour candle happening very shortly. Okay? New York is notorious for its stop hunts. The US Brinks has been established. All right? What I am saying to you is if the start of New York at 3 o'clock, again, not the start, but once the full hour has been done, okay, all markets are open, everyone's absorbed the positivity of what's going on. This is where you'll get the proof. We can understand that we've got some stopping volume candles and we're starting to see price coming down now. Okay, so here is the proof of the move. We've had the first breakaway, the first touch of the 15, naturally missing it. Now this would be the test. This is where you ask yourself the question, do I close my longs or do I add to my longs or do I just sit tight? Okay? What is it that you're going to need to do? I don't know what your positions are, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to help you understand narrative. What is going to make you make a decision? Okay? Don't make the mistake of saying, right, I'm currently in a long. I'm talking in terms of day trading, ladies and gentlemen. Day trading. All right? What we need to do is this. We need to say, okay, I'm trading off the 3 minute, I'm trading off the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the hour. We make our decisions off that time frame. Do not be a scalper on the 1 minute time frame and jump all the way over to a time frame that, like the daily, and say to yourself, yeah, man, it's going to go higher. That's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? The daily has shown strength. Cool. We've had the move. We're waiting for a little bit more of a move. Will we get it? Or is it starting to break down? As we said, 3 minute time frame. Looks like it's coming down. Stopping volume, stopping volume, stopping volume. What's going to change? This is the proof of the move. The M5 pivot point is in sight. High ADR. We are extended. Are we due to see the retrace? Okay? Do not be the traders that buy at a premium. You sell at a premium. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all. Mini Market Maker is calling, so I'm getting myself prepared to go and pick her up. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe so we can check in tonight and see what Bitcoin did next. Remember, 3 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, that's when the party begins. Mad love and respect to you beautiful people. Take care of yourselves. Peace.